Hey everyone, CDD Music Reviews here. I am CDD and this is going to be a music review of the new Kendrick Lamar EP/mini album, Untitled Unmastered. Kendrick Lamar is a rapper from Compton, underdog turned king, and is also a signee of Top Dog Entertainment. As you can probably already tell, I am a huge admirer of Kendrick Lamar. I caught on to the train of hype and all that when he dropped Good Kid, Mad City back in 2012, but I didn't listen to that album until a year or so after that. It was really showcasing a short story, sort of a short film about black youth and numerous somewhat impoverished black youth going through this journey that goes from hedonism to spirituality. And it's considered today to be one of hip-hop's best albums, as well as amongst the slew of concept albums to be one of its best in music, especially in modern day music. So I was anticipating To Pimp a Butterfly when it was announced around last March. I definitely love that album a lot. I personally think it's perfect and probably the best hip-hop album of this decade. I could go on and on about that album. I especially love how he's able to take this large topic and make it more personal, more intimate, and make this message that really resonates well with me and a lot of people. And this guides well with this strong musical backbone that is made up of jazz, funk, R&B, neo-soul. It's actually very vast and intricate of what Kendrick was able to do with that album. So I did not expect him to drop something this particularly early. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly only came out not even a year yet. It'll be almost a year, but I was certainly looking forward to what it is Kenny was going to come out with if he was going to announce something. And it was certainly announced that there was going to be something, but at kind of the last minute where no one really expected it. As far as like the quality of this, well, I do think it's good. Can't say that I'm absolutely enamored with it as I am albums like To Pimp a Butterfly. This was really good, but not, you know, fantastic. Now, this is about 8 tracks, 34 minutes in length. It's kind of an appetizer for fans that have been waiting for Kendrick to drop something since To Pimp a Butterfly, and I guess it's trying to keep his core following sated. The quality of this album is relatively demo-ish. It even says it in the title, it's unmastered. Like, he just had all these 8 tracks, and he pretty much just put it all on this album. While I do like all of these tracks, for the most part, I can't say that I think they're all great. Untitled 1, for example, it's a really cool opener. It's really jazzy. I love the bass part on this track as it like resonates well. Kendrick's flow is like really aggressive, and he's talking about, I guess, sort of this apocalyptic imagery, sort of this rapture, as he's saying that planes are falling out of the sky, trains are going off their tracks, and atheists are advocating suicide. Yeah, it's a really intriguing track. There's not really a single moment on this album to me that is lyrically less, I guess I could say. Let me get to Untitled 2, which continues the jazzy instrumentation. Kendrick is pretty much doing this eccentric singing. Get God on the phone, said it won't be long. I guess he's like providing an answer for the rapture imagery he had for the first track. He's really abstract on this track, but then we get to a couple of tracks that I'm not that crazy about. Untitled 3, I think this is the track that he performed on the Colbert Report way back when. There seems to be like this really 8th note synth usage, I guess you could say. It's still continuing the jazzy vibe this album is going for. And he's talking about race in America. He has Anna Weiss saying, what does the Asian say, what does the Indian say, what does the black man say, and what does the white man say? And he's like providing answers about, I guess, their strengths and weaknesses, and how they're all pretty much human anyway. Untitled 4 is okay, it's just this brief instrumentation with SZA singing. Kendrick has like these rapid fire whispers. He's trying to tell SZA, and SZA like respond. When you get to Untitled 7, the last part, this is actually a better produced version. Then we get to my favorite track on the album, Untitled 5. It's got like these really nice drums that come in, again, really jazzy. The bass part's really cool. SZA's singing on, it's cool. Kendrick is going in, and this guy named Punch, who I thought was Ab-Soul, comes in, and Kendrick and J-Rock all of a sudden start trading each other bars. I think that's really cool, the way to just glide the track out. We get to Untitled 6, which, not really a favorite of mine in the track listing, but it's pretty cool. It's got this catchy hook, I can't explain, provided by none other than Mr. CeeLo Green. CeeLo has a verse too, and it's pretty cool. Then we get to Untitled 7, which is like multi-parts, like 3 parts. The first part being this Earl Sweatshirt inspired, like instrumental, I guess you could say. Earl Sweatshirt or Billy Woods, whichever. It's really dark and kind of off-kilter, this instrumental. Kendrick's rapping really well on it. Repeating, levitate, 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 levitate. Then we get to the second part, which is my favorite part of this entire track. And Kendrick gets much more intense with the flow, the beat picks up. Then we get to the last part, and it's just Kendrick and like a few other people just chilling around. This lo-fi recorded like bass guitar playing, this like one single loop. Maybe in the right mood I'd be like super into it, but I can't say that it's like something I'm like head over heels for. And the closing track in Untitled 8 takes on a funk vibe. He seems to be criticizing America's focus on education versus actually pursuing your dreams. He actually has this funny line about how even now Kendrick is being considered a punching bag instead of just, you know, a successful artist. It's like, how dare you go follow your dreams to be a rapper? Whereas everyone else is like going to school and trying to get a degree for a job that they really don't want. There's just like this question like, oh, Kendrick, America is fucked up right now. And Kendrick's like, why? And instead of answering the question, he gets like, this response gets angry and starts saying that Kendrick's projects ain't shit and all this other unrelated stuff. I guess we gotta understand this perspective, like, they're out here trying to get a job and trying to just make it in the American world. And here's Kendrick just out there not really worrying about all of that now that he's this successful artist. And I think that's intriguing, certainly. So yeah, overall, this was an enjoyable project. I can't say that I'm like super into it, but it's a nice palate cleanser for Kendrick fans. I would not recommend this to people trying to get into Kendrick Lamar. This is more so some of his esoteric work than it is, you know, stuff like To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City or Section 80. This is like some really peculiar stuff, especially within the instrumentals and with the flows and lyricism that Kendrick is trying to convey on this album. So yeah, do check this out if you are a big fan of Kendrick Lamar, but if you aren't yet or you don't plan to be, then I wouldn't recommend going to this. I would actually recommend checking out Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly before pursuing this EP in general. But as far as personal enjoyment goes, yeah, I definitely will see myself returning to this quite a bit. This album is a plus 1.9 out of plus 3. Yeah, I enjoyed this EP. It's intriguing and keeps me looking forward to what Kendrick's coming up with next. I certainly like how he's just pleasing the core fans quite a bit and potentially making newer fans if they happen to pick this up and say, oh, well, Kendrick seems intriguing. But if you've given this EP/mini album a listen, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What was your reasoning behind it? And what should I consider listening to and reviewing next? This is CDD Music Reviews here, signing off.